Okay. So in that giving of the master title, how much do you give credit to the machine that pushes it or the opportunities?
In Tyler's case, it is about the consult. There's these different categories that can make you, that gives you like GOAT status and stuff. If what he says is true, I don't know anyone who's ever done what he's done. Like, he is literally writing all this content. I understand the insult of like, yeah, it ain't quality content. I get that. I've heard that a million times. I've said it on your show. You know what I'm saying? Like, I am of the mindset of saying like, yeah, but let me not sit here and say I can do that. I cannot do that. You cannot do a
Good.
lot of and it is a special skill that individuals don't have, and we don't have the capacity to tap into.
Dignity and sense of self.
How can he have sense of self and he don't even know who his daddy is?
I know who my daddy is. I know.
Ain't that what you said earlier?
Yeah. I'm saying that's what he don't have. Dignity and sense of self. Like, we have that. That's what makes us different.
No, I think his ability to write like that is brilliant, man. I just think that's. I don't feel like I agree with the content, but I feel like he's targeted his demographic and he's doing his thing, and it is what it is. Like, I don't agree with Issa Rae's writing. I don't think she writes that much at all anymore, but I don't necessarily agree with all that Issa Rae has put out. But I'm always gonna big up her for what she's doing, and find a way to compliment her. And so if this cat is turning out movie scripts and television shows on the level of putting out, listen, let me tell you something. If he's putting out more than 4 a year, which he is, he's surpassing 4. If you put out one of those a quarter, just one movie and 3 TV shows, just if you just wrote that and that was your year, bro, you know how special you are. And the factor that he's doubling that, if not tripling that, man, this brother's special. Like, I can't, maybe I should say special instead of master. This brother's special, man. Like, that's God sent. Like, I don't know anybody can do that, man. There's no one who's ever done it before. So you got to say he's a master. Like, he just, because no one's ever done it. Not saying it should be none.
Right.
But you see what I'm saying?
Do you think Shonda Rhimes is working too hard?
Well, she said, I've read her book, and she said she was working too hard. And that's why she relinquished over, and this is what made her story writing better, is that she reduced herself down to writing premises and then letting her writing staff flesh it out. So Scandal and How to Get Away with Murder and Grays were all turned over. She delivers premise.
Yeah.
Now, those first few seasons of each one of those shows was just her. But then after a while, she was just like, I got to hire. And this is where I think we got to listen to Black women. And this is my big guff with Tyler Perry. The biggest problem that I have with him. You got to listen to Black women. He's commodified them so to the point that they're not human. They're just dollar bills to him. And he's got to start listening to Black women. And part of listening to Black women is following their examples. Shonda Rhimes said, hey, I'm going to turn this over and let other people flesh out this, because I can't let this encompass my life. I've got to be a mother. I've got to be this. That's not unique to women. Men need to be better fathers. Men need to be better people in their community. They also need to be adult enough and human enough to recognize that they need more of the human experience. So he needs to listen to her and turn over his work to other people to flesh out, so that it.
But if he's a master and it's working, why would he change anything? It's like if you got the recipe that works and it's and everybody's buying it and everybody's like it, what would be the reason why you would do that? Like, why would he turn over something that's working?
Jordan needed Scotty. Jordan was the best, in so many different categories statistically and all these other things. But without Scotty, he wasn't winning no championships.
But Tyler's doing it by himself, though. He's the master.
And he ain't winning. He's the master, but he ain't winning no championships. We all know some people that's really good. You cannot deny that Michael Jordan was the best player in the late 80s, early night, but there was no until the championships came. So yeah, Tyler is going to be the biggest money maker. But what could cross him over that line and make people like you and I think, yo, he's the greatest of all time. He's a for real, like he's a master in the categories that he's a master at. He's a master at manipulation,
his own
category. Whatever you want to say. Yeah. Like he's a master at this, and there's this space we want our filmmakers to be, and he's probably not interested in that track. He don't want to be on that track. He wants to be over here, and he's gonna die on that track. That's where he is. And if I gotta look at that track is holding this train, it's doing what it's supposed to do, it's getting point A to point B. Yeah, I want this one over here. I want to be over here, but he's over there serving his demographic. Now, I think the only thing that can change, and I believe it's changing, when you got a demographic of young ladies who's listening to Sexy Red, they ain't gonna grow up and watch Tyler Perry unless Tyler Perry devolves. Can you imagine what I just said? Unless Tyler Perry devolves. So have-nots got to become P-Valley, right? You know, like it has to, and not to say, why I did say it, so it is what it is. P-Valley's decent storytelling, but it's Tyler Perry Jr. So he's got disciples. He's got disciples. You can't ignore the impact of an individual who's got disciples, who's got people trying to rinse and repeat the master. It's like you said earlier, there's some people that you just let them have it. They just talk and they just say stuff and they love to debate. I'm those people. Let it go, Jay. You don't want me to change your mind on this. It would not be good for you. It wouldn't. You should almost make this a second segment.
Oh, it is. Oh, yes. Yes.
I'll get hate mail. People be like, hey, man, stop asking that stupid dude to be on your show. Because I'm not making a complex point. I'm really not. I'm just saying it in a simple way. And
no, I hear what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. What he does, like you say, works for his audience. Yeah. But yeah, he has his audience and he does what he does. I think I kind of get what you're saying, but
do you think Robert Kirkman's a master storyteller?
To me, I think that the way he sidestepped, the way his storytelling and stuff goes, gives him infinite possibilities. To me, the way he does his stuff is almost like spoof movies. You know, like he might have a spoof scary movie or a spoof drama or a spoof dating movie and stuff where the fuel for your narrative and ideas is on the backs of something else, but twisting it different or showing the holes in what they did and how it should be. So you don't have to make new road. You just tweak the road that's already there and kind of point out why you're doing your own thing, how silly the other thing is. Like, oh, Superman have all this power. Well, if he was a real Superman, this is what he would probably do. You know what I mean? Like he rides the trail that's already there, but he touches on the things that we'd be thinking or we didn't think about that would make sense for that narrative. And so he'll have every story that ever been done, but how would it be handled in a real situation or his perspective on a real situation. So he has infinite road. While the originators of that is trying to find new road or regurgitate their old road. But their stuff and characters are so embedded in our minds that even if they try to switch the track, it's like, we can't have Superman that's mean. We can't have, that's why that stuff is rejected, because it has to be what was sold. He could be anything he wants to on that same road. Anything. He's a genius. Yes. He's a master storyteller.
Okay. You got it. You got it. Yeah. It's crazy. It's not like you was talking about Tyler Perry there when you was talking about Robert.
On that note, it was real good having you catching up with.
I'm just saying it says
that's not what I meant. If you say so. I don't see this.
I'm messing with you. No, and he is a master storyteller. I just wanted to mess with you a little bit because he is a person I know you know his stories, both from comics and from Walking Dead, the expansion of Walking Dead. And he's a storyteller, so to the point that the few times that I've met him in real life and been in a room with him, he tells stories as he's talking to you.
Yeah.
You know, and for no reason. And so he's one of those people I do put on that particular scale. You know,
yeah. McFarlane's the same way.
Yeah.
Todd McFarlane.
Yeah, Todd McFarlane tells you too much information. I told you this on the show once where I was wearing your shirt and Todd McFarlane came over and was like, I really like your shirt. Remember, I texted you.
You sent me a picture. Yeah, I thought it was really dope.
Yeah, and he was just like, he's like, yeah, man, you know, he goes in, it's like, yeah, I got Jamie Foxx signed up to be the next Spawn, and he's just like going in and just telling me all this stuff, and I'm like, I just said hello, you know, and he gave me the back. So yeah, Spawn was really my black roommate, and like just gave me all this backstory, and then told me about how he played baseball when he was growing up in Canada, and all these different things. And I'm like, he loves the art of telling a story.
Yeah.
And he likes to bring up his life stories and other things. And I think that's the beautiful thing about storytelling in general. It's like, if I didn't like baseball, or if I was easily offended by people telling me their black friend stories, so like, then I would have hated that conversation with Todd. You know what I'm saying? But it's like,
right.
I like, you know, the black friend stories just don't bother me. I live in the Pacific Northwest.
Yeah.
You live adjacent to Silicon Valley. Like, you hear a lot of my black friend stories.
Right.
So we both live in those areas where it's heavily dense, liberal white people trying their best to express to you that they're down. And so you end up hearing a lot of those stories. They don't even offend me at this point.
Thanks for listening, and please like and subscribe. Be sure to check out past and future episodes of this show, along with my other shows entitled The Movie Bench Quarterbacking Podcast and The J and Podcast, available now on all streaming platforms. Until next time, peace.